started. Gundam fight all set. Ready, go!
Try that again. Well, folks, another weekend has come and gone, and Monday is here. And with that, we bring you the Mechpit chat. How's it going, everyone? This is Ironcaster out here in the Mechdom to talk to you about everything going on out there. And I don't know, it's a little bit of a chill day. Yeah, not a ton's been kind of going on here, so we're just kind of taking it easy. No, it's going pretty good here. This past weekend went by far too fast, and well, Monday's here, but that's kind of how it always goes, I suppose. You know, we've been in a little bit into the year, and I've been kind of starting to have a few thoughts about, what exactly do I want to kind of expect out of the year for myself? Like, what are my goals? And it's always been one of these little issues of, try to force myself to focus enough to actually get on it. Because I'm like, it's always one of those things of like, I always start way too many little projects here or there. And, it's like, oh, there's only so many hours in the day. The unfortunate reality is no matter what you do, no matter how many times you move schedules around, there will only ever be 24 hours in the day. And some of those are going to be tied up with sleep and work. And, well, I suppose you got to really sit here and decide where your priorities are going to stay. And that's, always a little bit of a challenge. And at the end of the day, it's ultimately about figuring out for yourself, what is it that you want to focus on. And I don't know, I kind of feel like this is probably going to be a week where I got to figure that out for myself. We're all, I mean, look, January's almost done. We've got 11 more of these babies to go for the year. And, well, you got to keep things rolling. But speaking about getting things rolling, let me say hello to you fine folks out in the chat there, such as DJ Ronnie G, who is the first in. Hey, buddy, how's it going? It's been a while since I seen you. Sorry, stammer. And it's one of those things I gotta work on. But I figure if I force myself to go live more, maybe I can try to correct that a little bit for myself. Hey, Dave, long time no see, buddy. Thanks for dropping me all the links you do. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. Anime Night. Hey, Iron, and everyone stopped by to say hi and everything. I have a lot to do, but saw you were live and left a like. And yeah, but look, thank you so much for that. That is actually the funny thing is that's exactly what I'm talking about for my own self. So it's, look, I think I'm not the only one who's kind of in that mindset today at the moment for deciding for myself, like, what do I want to prioritize on? And I don't know, actually, is that better? Problem is I kind of start get a wonky background. What if we... Okay, that's not too bad. Kind of don't want to just wash me out, but I guess I'll have to make do. Well, you know what Matthew McConaughey says. All right. Yeah. Hey, let's. February's gonna be January 2.0. It seems like this has been just one of the craziest. I mean, not just months, but the last week alone. Like, there was so much going on that's. It's like you gotta almost be plugged into the news 24/7 just to be able to keep up. Like, I mean, there's all the Trump stuff going on this past week, right? And I'm off with some buddies playing some like card games yesterday, and kind of between turns, I kind of break that little cardinal rule of like, oh, let me go check my phone real quick, what's going on, and I look down and I start seeing all this stuff with Colombia. I'm like, what the heck? I start to have a laugh over it initially, where Trump starts trumping on social media about government policies, and we have a laugh over it at the table because people it was silly. And then like a half hour later, I check my phone again, and then I see the solution. It was already solved. Like, oh, it's gonna be one of those years. You really got to have that phone plugged into yourself just to keep up. It is so weird, so crazy. Wait, you went bowling? Okay, you were gonna kick my butt in bowling because I think the best I can do is like a 120, 130. I don't know. I wonder how. Actually, we got someone who's kind of bowling ball shaped in the back here. Let me go ahead and welcome him in real quick. So let's drop a little video for him.
Wow.
Hey, Punkwaddle.
Anticlimactic, dysentery, anticlimactic.
Not hearing anything. Was
Am I here? You hear me now?
Try saying something.
Hello?
Okay, okay. Hang on. Let me go to my audio settings because I've been fiddling with it in the background. And like, I can hear you with my desktop speakers, but not with my headphones. So I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, so the chat can hear me.
I had to push one button.
Okay, I push a lot sometimes.
Sorry about that. How are you doing, buddy?
So you didn't hear what I said, but the chat did.
No,
I'll just leave it at that. I'm sorry, but that intro is always a little anticlimactic. So I really wanted to come in swinging, but with proper emotions. Oh, it's been a week. It's thawing out a little bit. I'm happy for that.
That's probably not the worst way to put it, because everything's been because we're still in that sort of like post-holiday funk of everything's gone and no one really wants to get anything started, especially because like half the country's either on fire or frozen over. So it's like you never quite know where things are going to set to get things going. It's like you're still kind of like riding out that out.
Well, and that goes also along with the parasocial network, right? The parasocial media, right? So how often do you hear that from December, when everybody's pushing the ads and everybody's getting a lot of revenue because they're just streaming everything and they're trying to get everything out there, but ads and everything goes really slow in January, right? So people only put so much effort into what happens in January. So it seems like it almost seems like there's a correlation between some of this silly conversation that's getting way out of hand, that people are digging way deep because there's nothing else to talk about, and they're perpetuating this thing that could have been left behind and just let go of, and saying we all have our different preferences, but we have to go and dig up everything on everybody else because we're bored. Well, that's all I'll say. Hey, Squeaka, lurker.
Hey, Squeaka. I can't wait to hang out with you tomorrow. We're talking about the Magnificent Seven tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did catch the tail end of that stream last week, and you guys were talking about that style.
Yeah, that was a bit of a. Okay, I was able to finish the movie today. Fantastic,
nice.
But the thing is, right? It seems like I don't know. We're just kind of waiting for that big event to kick everything off, and I kind of feel like the superb owl might wind up being the thing that's gonna kind of start to get all the balls rolling. Because once we get to that point, then we get to February, then we start getting the movies starting to roll out. Because Captain America comes out, and
some of the video games are coming out, the ones that we've been highly anticipating.
You mean like Assassin's Creed? Oh wait, that's
flop hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, that's to March, right?
Yeah, all
those
get pushed back to March.
But I know that some of the early gameplay clips and stuff are popping up on those, and people are only so excited. Yeah, I agree, Squeaka. It's all of the things. people that are used to the parasocial network, because this is how people thrive. And when we're all locked up, like, okay, so case in point, usually go out to eat on Mondays with friends right before this. I usually get home right around the time. But tonight, there's nothing major differently happening in town except for the fact that it's been cold and we've been in the 20s for the last couple of weeks, and now we're in the 50s. But it's like when you're in the 70s and 60s and you go to the 50s for a couple of days, people are like, that's cool, whatever. But when you've been in the 20s for 2 weeks and we get in the 50s, like, I'm not going out yet. Like, I'm waiting until winter's over. So like all the hustle and bustle, even though it's the same quote temperature, people are like, nah, it's not worth it.
The thing is, I totally agree with you there. Though I will point out we have a little bit of a sliding scale here where, oh wait, no, I got to do this for the camera, where I gotta move that little barrier down more. But
relativity is important.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you're not wrong. You get accustomed to a certain type of weather, and when you get thrown out of the swing of things with that, you're like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Like, it is 0 degrees. My face hurts walking out to the car.
It's like, if I can't wear the clothes that I'm comfortable wearing to deal with the cold, to deal with the climate, and I have to pull out the stuff that I don't like, that is more bulky, that makes me feel like I can't move, and I feel like, or wear the hat that keeps my head cold, but I can't see or do anything, and I have limited motion. I feel like, Christian Bale's first iteration of Batman that can't move his neck. You're like, nah, I'm not going out like this.
No, you got to get that little Bane mask on. Like, I was born in the cold.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, other than we did a good job talking about the weather in an actually relevant way. But what else we got going on, Mr. Ironcaster?
Well, that's the thing. It's a little bit of that issue of sort of that little chill period, because we're still kind of waiting for a lot of stuff to really start kicking in. It's like everyone's kind of waiting for like February, March to roll in, and then kind of get things going. So I guess kind of for myself, the last couple days, I started going back to like playing Warcraft 3. That's been about the most exciting stuff I've done.
Nice.
And the more I'm playing it, the more I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of enjoying the story. Maybe I should pick up WoW for a month or two and kind of keep this ball rolling.
Yeah.
And then you look at the news and you start seeing like higher ups within Blizzard are like, going crazy about their politics, and it's like,
yeah. This is the age-old question where we're at, right? Without talking about the stupid things that have been happening on the internet about what games you should play and what should be censored, it goes back to the whole conversation of art as once art is created, it has its own existence. It has a life of its own. It has a certain following. It means certain things in certain ways, and there's what the artist intended it as, right? And then there's also nice. Like,
I could only imagine.
Yeah.
The Game of Bones.
Wham. Yeah. Exactly.
It goes on a little too long. I don't know if like pushing it twice is gonna actually undo it, but so I guess that's kind of where I'm at for myself. I'm just sort of taking advantage of this little, of January being January.
Squeak never change. Okay.
And it's about the back catalog. I want to do me this year. I've never played it. Now, I know what you mean, Squeaka, but I think for the sake of conversation, we're gonna go with what everyone's assuming you mean. There we go.
Where's the saxophone now?
Wah, 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 wah. I like that one. I was just where are we going here? I don't even know.
So I will say this. So, and I know I've talked about it, and I won't go in ad nauseum, but like, I've spent more of January playing, kind of getting into some of the gotcha game. Obviously, I play Fortnite, and I don't want to spend money on a gotcha game. I've spent money on Fortnite, but like, when it comes to some of these games that are free to play, but they have the banners and the polls. But if you do the dailies, if you kind of go through the storylines, which these games have storyline content that gets added each new banner, each new update. So you have new characters, new development, new reasons to try and pull for the S tier character, right? But it's kind of fun and it's kind of engrossing, and the anime style, like all the Hoyoverse stuff, like Zenless Zone Zero is the most recent one, which since that's newer, I've kind of popped in on that because I figure if I like it, I'm on the early end, so I can start picking up things before they go too crazy, right? And that's been a fun little thing to do for like an hour and a half at a time.
Which one are you going with? I mean, is it one of those ones that keep advertising that has like some sort of big prominent anime tie-in, like Solo Leveling or Overlord? Or
So I haven't played those. Like I said, I right now I'm trying the Hoyoverse, the Zenless Zone Zero, and then you've got some of the people in the Anime 101 that have kind of been doing these gotcha games forever, and I've had friends, coworkers for different jobs that have been in stuff. So I've been trying some of those just because the fact, and this is the truth though, it's fair. Like the AAA games have failed us, but there's these games that are quote free to play that if you don't care about getting the biggest newest thing always, like there's storylines that make Zenless reminds me a little bit of like God Eater type stuff, where there's only so many differentiations in the actual enemies and kind of the different aesthetics to where you run around in.
It's now it's the purple orc.
But it's a little bit more than a hack and slash. Like each character has their own kind of unique, slightly unique playstyle. And it is kind of some button masher, but it can be more than that. And it's mindless enough and it's fun enough. And there's, like I said, there's storylines that are Eastern made, so they're not just the Western bullcrap. There's actually some value and some like, oh, you can actually get attached to these characters. Like they're created in an episodic way, the same way that manga and anime was. To if people aren't interested, they will no longer continue showing up and no longer pay for the thing, so they have to draw people in to continue the service.
And the thing is, like they have to, because they make too much money.
Like, and the amount that Hoyoverse, like each game, like Genshin has made $1 billion a few years running. Their other games, Honkai Star Rail makes a lot of money. Zenless made a crap ton of money. So like this is a business model that works. This is what Sony wishes they had done, but they're in America now instead of Japan, and they could probably got some really awesome exclusives, even though they are free to play and available on the PlayStation. Like, and so, like I said, I'm gonna stop at that without harping. But it's been a lot of interesting. Hey.
Oh. Thank you, Oprah, for Oprah. I can't do that name. Thank you for following. I forgot we were on Twitch. On
Me too.
We're on YouTube, we're on X, and we're on Twitch. It's just
cool.
I've got the slots to be able to keep posting things out there, and I wanted to I wanted to go ahead and throw that all out there. So hey, cast that wide net. Maybe we can pick up a couple people. Says, hey man, I really love your streams. Enjoy being part of your community. This kind of feels like a bot.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm gonna take the follow nevertheless.
Yeah.
But so in the meantime, I do have like 2 little stories for you.
Yeah.
One is puppet related, something I think that you might have interest in.
Yeah.
And the other one was a Gundam one.
I'm all ears.
So, we here at the Mechpit chat love a whole assortment of things, from puppets and Gundams and tabletop games, and there's all kinds of stuff like that I happen to enjoy. And every now and then you never quite know what's going to come up in the news for the week.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find something you got to stop and say, ah. And,
that's not the noise I expected you to make. Sorry. Please continue.
Well, I think you'll see where I'm coming from with this.
I'm sure I will. Ah! What? Yep, that is terrifying. That's a big bird.
I had no idea that there was like a Banjo-Kazooie puppet.
That seems well made for Nightmare Fuel.
And the surprising thing is, unlike a lot of like those 80s puppets that have like unfortunately rotted over time just due to the materials they were made out of.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's held up surprisingly well.
Some high quality Nightmare Fuel. The angle of the... Go ahead.
See. So this is coming from Retro Dodo. That's going on about how the terrifying Banjo-Kazooie puppet from the 90s sold for, what was it?
2,000?
About $2,100.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. I've always thought of Banjo-Kazooie fondly, but it's always one of my favorite games for the N64, and is loved by gamers all the world over. It's something I associate with. It's not something I associate with being utterly terrifying, but that's all changed after I discovered this animatronic puppet of Kazooie from the 90s.
Okay, it's animatronic. Okay. What?
This is going right into my soul. It looks more like a Skeksis from the Dark Crystal than a Kazooie. There could be a good reason for that.
Yes. Okay. Tell me more.
This was the puppet from the Banjo-Kazooie commercial.
Oh.
And, all things considered, with how beloved Banjo-Kazooie is as a franchise, the fact that this puppet exists and it only went for like $2,100, like, I could have gotten like I could have gone and like gotten a loan from the bank for like, I don't know, $3,000 and probably gotten this thing.
Yeah. Who knew that it was being auctioned off? Like, it wasn't really well shared, I guess.
Let me, since we got a little bit of time, and there's not much else going on.
Yeah.
Let's check out this trailer, the commercial. Oh, they are full on, cutting right to it.
Yeah.
Let's see all this live action goodness.
You don't understand. It's after us. It's big. It's got huge.
Got a big echo on there.
Is there an echo?
Yeah, I think you're using both inputs.
Oh, okay, let me.
That's happened before, so I figured.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
Ooh, nice.
All right, let me try turning those off. So, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay. Let me try turning that off as well. But real quick before we get back to that, someone who I think would love to get in on some puppet stuff as well is Mr. Snacks. Let me What do we have for videos for him? He's super.
Nice.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello, Mr. Snacks.
How's it going?
Oh.
Banjo Kazooie commercial. Oh wow, an oldie.
Oh, yeah, it gets better.
Yeah. So this had an animatronic puppet in it that went up for auction, just to kind of bring you up to speed. And it's kind
Okay.
of
How maintained is the puppet?
It
Sometimes
actually looks,
these things
yeah,
sometimes these things age like moldy sour cream.
like that ET photo that's rolling around lately that is frightening.
It's
that-
the original one. It's like,
sweet,
oh,
I guess.
God.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how does this sound.
Bulgy eyes.
Good.
Feathers, fur everywhere.
Yeah, and pigs can fly.
No bears can fly. Bad guys beware. Here comes Banjo Kazooie, where you're both bird and bear with amazing powers. There's never been anything like this head-banging, sky-flying, rock-hopping, egg-shooting, tag-teaming duo. Banjo Kazooie, only for Nintendo.
Oh, wow. They hardly showed it.
Yeah, it was on there for like a split second.
Yeah, and bears can indeed fly. Mhm.
It's true.
Oh
So
God.
it really does look like one of those guys.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
Western-
it looks like a.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, so for like $2,000, you could have owned like Kazooie.
Sure. But is it? The
Man,
eye though, I love the eye work, and the beak is nice too.
Mhm.
Yeah, this thing is held up surprise. I'm really impressed with how it looks.
If that's how it looks right now, it held up pretty good.
Yeah.
It was probably preserved pretty well, not just stowed in some warehouse in Detroit.
Yeah, it seems like it might have been climate control if it's not rotted.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably a warehouse in Arizona or somewhere like that.
Mm,
Nice
true.
and dry.
Probably not long.
I thought we said cacao, and tookie don't work.
Is the boss here?
Huh?
Caca! Oh shit, the boss is here. Everyone behave.
I was referring to Evolution with Sean William Scott and Orlando Bloom.
Oh, okay.
I thought we said cacao and tookie don't work. Ah! Oh shit.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh really? That is David Duchovny, the guy from X-Files, Orlando Bloom.
Hmm?
Not Orlando Bloom. What's the black dude?
What's the black dude? Oh, that's right. The one black actor that's in Hollywood.
I think his last name is Bloom, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
My brain hurts. Orlando Jones.
Oh. So the
I
last
knew it
name
was Orlando.
it was the first name that was the same, not the last
My
name.
bad. The guy who made 7-Up yours and mine and everybody else's.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah. So him, like I said, David Duchovny and Sean William Scott. Basically, a meteorite crashes to the Earth, and an alien life form is evolving, and they're trying to figure out what it is and stop it before bad things happen.
It was Evolution.
Yeah, and the cover of it has one of those yellow smiley faces with 3 eyes.
Mm.
You know, I'm never gonna forget like the bit where they have to pull the little alien slug out of his ass.
I just picked
So-
a great time to be eating right now.
So at the end of it, they're like, "We gotta go in with forceps and pull it out." And then he's like, "No, don't!" And then it starts going down towards his crotch.
It's like yes.
At the very end. Afterwards, he's like in recovery. They're like, "Oh, you want here? We'll make you feel better. You want some ice cream? Uh-huh. What flavor do you want? Doesn't matter. My ass."
Yep.
Oh, there's part of that movie that just don't quite hold up because if you remember, like he would have lines in the movie about how like he would go and shower with the students, and he runs like a girls volleyball team.
Yeah, so it's kind of in line of some of David Duchovny's kind of. Wait, was that Orlando or Duchovny?
No,
It was.
It might have been David Duchovny.
He's always played a character that has some gross qualities to them. Not always, but after X-Files, he's kind of played that degenerate role well over the years.
I want to say it was Orlando Jones.
It might have been him because it's one of, like I said, yeah, it's one of those kind of like Tropic Thunder before Tropic Thunder, of just that tongue-in-cheek, just dumb, silly humor. They probably, I'm surprised nobody's pulled it out to try and cancel it nowadays.
Did you ever watch the cartoon for that show?
I remember it existing, but I don't remember watching it.
It was part of that sort of like tail end of Fox's Saturday morning cartoon era.
Like when Men in Black was also around. Yeah.
And then you would like have to flip between 2-3 channels. You're like, I want to watch my One Piece. I want to watch Digimon. I want to go watch, whatever this show over here is.
Yep.
Those years were like the best for cartoons.
Golden.
Well, because there was always that competition in the field, like we're like you gotta go through and like they gotta put out the best stuff because they're trying to draw all these eyes over.
Yeah, and there was competing like on the same Saturday morning time slot. They were competing and they were playing like the Super Bowl. You know,
and you didn't have the TiVos or you didn't have streaming, so you couldn't record it. You just like either you'd watch this season and hopefully they played the new ones, and then
you'd watch it or you miss out.
Or like, you watch while they're airing the new stuff, and then you go hopefully catch the reruns of the other one in order, right? Yep. Or it's like, oh, I've seen this episode. What are they watching here?
Yeah, that was the other thing you had to do because you kind of go back and forth where it's like, oh, I've already seen this one. I'm gonna go check out the other one. I'll just show. I really want to go watch X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, or then regular X-Men that was only showing the 5 major episodes of the.
Or what about that
Phoenix Saga?
What about that Looney Tunes like extreme cartoon?
Oh, they had that in a flash second. I was in and out like real quick, but I vaguely remember it. I barely do though.
Like, did you not remember this Punkwaddle?
I don't think it lasted that long.
Looney Tunes Extreme, was that before or after Pinky and the Brain and Elmira?
No, So now I'm looking down the list of all the shows. Lunatics Unleashed. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Now I remember Animaniacs like it was yesterday, and I bought.
Animaniacs.
I have Pinky and the Brain seasons 1 to 3 on the DVDs. I remember Hysteria too.
Let me pull up an image of like the cast of Lunatics of Lunatics.
Okay, maybe I'll recognize it. I don't know.
I'm just kind of super zoomed in on a picture here, but
okay.
Yep, this is what I remember. And
is this around Space Jam times?
After Space Jam, but before like 2001, I think. What year was it?
2005 to 2007.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't see it, because I was off in college and probably sleeping in on Saturday mornings by that time.
2005, 2007. Okay. Yeah, I was in high school and I was like not super into 2007. Okay, it lasted a lot longer. But then again, I wasn't like doing too much like Saturday morning cartoons in high school.
Well, I mean, really, same. Well, yeah, same. I really wasn't watching much of it then. It was just, at this point, I was in high school, so I graduated 07. So this is like right up until where I graduated, and this was like one of those shows where it was like, oh yeah, I'm kind of aware that this is a thing. I don't know why we have to have like the descendants of the Looney Tunes and like cyberpunk.
Yeah, this is end of middle school and into like junior year for me. I got caught with the anime bug my last year of middle school. Like the anime bug hit me hard. I was just like on everything. And the internet was beautiful time to watch everything, like if you knew where to go.
Oh man, you could find so much. Like
you could.
I still remember sitting in the back of like classrooms after I had to like hurry up and gotten all the schoolwork done. And I'm basically I'm like the one computer in the room, and I'm just like reading through chapters of One Piece as I'm just like as I'm going through it for the first time. I'm like, what's happening at Ennie's lobby? I gotta find out.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist and Evangelion. Those were like one of the those ones, and there's a whole bunch of other ones too.
I do think there's some definite truth to that. Now, you had cable, Ironcaster, so you were able to watch some of the One Piece and some of the Shonen Jump when it came out. I didn't really see any of that until later in college, but I think Snacks is making a valid point that there was some point where there was a shift of we're watching anime and less Western stuff in general.
Yeah, and it's usually when people get caught with the anime bug like crazy.
And then all of a sudden there's a backlog of how many years from each studio that you like.
And you binge everything like crazy, and you're like shocked. I'm like, wow, I consumed everything almost.
And then you
to the point where like years later, you're like, oh, how did I not watch this?
Yeah, because it's really good. Like I missed Justice League. I caught Justice League Unlimited, but Justice League I mostly missed and caught it way later in life.
So,
your mom goes to college.
So, speaking about things to catch, one of the other little topics that did kind of come up, and I figured we could touch on it briefly here, and that's some news around Gundam.
Ooh.
And I heard the news, and I think I know. I'm not going to say it yet, but I think it has something to do with a movie. Now, there's technically 2 movies being played with right now. One already came out, and one is about to be announced. Right?
G-Kids has acquired the North American rights to Mobile Suit Gundam. I still don't know how to pronounce this.
Geek.
Everyone's calling it G-Quacks.
G-Quack.
G-Quacks. Yeah, G-Quacks.
It's the Duck Gundam. It's not quite a Penguin Gundam yet.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Those shoulders, like I just can't, like the shoulders and the back afterburner things are just really, really, really difficult for me to get with the concept. But please go ahead.
I just imagine like a really drunk Donald Duck trying to say G Gundam.
That sounds terrible. I tried it. I failed.
Oh.
Yeah, I was never really good at doing the Donald impression.
At least it's not a complete bastardization of both.
You're despicable. That's Daffy. I was better at Daffy. I like Daffy better, anyways.
I could probably better do a Porky Pig. Get up, folks.
Yep.
It's Gundam.
Do you know what time the North American release date is? Is it hitting theaters or is it being streamed?
In theaters, February 28th. So about a month from today. On a Friday.
I have to wait a whole month. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, at least it's coming in. At least it's not like 3 months like they tend to be. Or like 7 months. Like freaking like Japan holds it and they're like, yeah, we had it in Japan. Okay. Wait half a year and it'll come over to you guys too. I hate how that works sometimes.
So as it turns out, and I probably should have clicked on it, but that does have a link directly to the G Kids website where we get this little splash page of like sign up for email updates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And here's our story.
Hopefully it plays in a theater near me. Is it select theaters? Probably select theaters.
That all depends. Do you get any of the Miyazaki releases of the Studio Ghibli stuff?
I think so.
Then there's a chance you might get this.
Yeah. If not, if I had to freaking go all the way down to Boston, I will. But
let's see. Amata Yuzuriha is a high school student living peacefully in a space colony floating in outer space. When she meets a war refugee named Mian, Amante is drawn into the illegal mobile suit dueling sport known as Clan Battle. Under the entry name Machu.
What's Clan Battle? Sorry.
Yeah.
She throws herself into the fierce battle day after day, piloting the GQs. Then an unidentified Gundam mobile suit pursued by the Space Force.
We're going to make Space Xeon again.
If I don't see John Malkovich or a depiction of him in this show, it's over.
We need to make Xeon great again, okay?
Yeah, I learned about Char, and they say he's a Red Comet, and he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, I don't really care for the guy, but he drives a fast mech.
He drives a fast mech, okay? And he tried to assassinate me, okay? The zombie leader, okay? This Trump zombie.
Oh my God, yes.
Someone's got to do that now. Trump zombie.
Side 7 was my home.
Side 7 was my home. Okay. Side 2.
And the Australians, they didn't deserve that. Nobody deserved that. Especially not. I knew some good Australians.
They told us we're not going to drop the colony. I said, yes, we're going to drop the colony. We're going to drop it on them.
Well, Mr. President, this is Alex Jones. You see, the truth is, Operation British was an inside job. That was all about. You see, that was all about the Earth Federation forces trying to instigate a war so that they could go ahead and oppress themselves upon the colonies that just wanted their own freedom.
Oh my goodness! You know that. We'll have to do some memeing after this. All right, continue on with this one. We too much of a sidebar.
Let's see. The Space Force and the police appear, and the police appear along with its pilot, a boy named Shuji. Now the role is about to enter a new era. The first enter, collaboration. This is kind of the little rundown of everyone running into it, but yeah, a lot of this is stuff we've already kind of seen for it. Just here we have an actual what the actual plot is about, and I guess that there is a question there that should be asked. What would you want to see out of a new Gundam show?
Okay, ground battle, space battle. Good characters with good backgrounds, a little bit of politics, but not too confusing, please. And that's it, really.
Well, yeah, I would say the politics of some sort of land war in Asia, or sort of the kind of, I like when it's the little bit of Cold War status, each faction has kind of their own movements and pushing for power, but in every few episodes you have a big clash or a big thing or a common enemy or some rogue group, but you have the intellectual little bit of the way that people are moving and shuffling around more than just the big space battles, because it's really fun when you build up to it and you have the weight and the gravitas and the gravity for those big moments.
Yeah. A little bit of romance, not too much though. Not too much romance. Don't make it a freaking
You don't want
a little, we want a little love and tragedy in there, but don't like just like it's hard to do that correctly. They did it okay in 8th MS team. That was done nice.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
War in a Pocket wasn't done as well, but it was still okay. But there was it was both tragic. Both of those stories had a bit of a tragic entity. So if you do romance and you do it hard, it has to be a tragedy.
Well, and I think that's the other thing that Witch from Mercury missed because of too much of the Gundam Build Fighter era is the fact that there wasn't really a weight on, like, not so much the romance, but it was just like it just didn't have the same
it was a
impact.
Fake romance too. It felt fake,
right? Because
as we all know, the real flaw of The Witch from Mercury was the fact it was about two female pilots when it needs to be about 2 dudes.
Okay, we don't need to make Gundam Bravern, okay?
Bravern!
But there wasn't enough weight. It was a bunch of like iron-blooded orphans did the political espionage, trying to navigate a world with different factions and different mobs and all the stuff, and it did it really well. Now I know season 2, the first half, kind of trudged along, but it kind of had to make the payoff of the second half of season 2 so good, and all the extra just armaments and upgrades, and you really saw those mechs shine.
So that I suppose probably the big thing that really makes Gundam shine when it's able to do so is when we get that political power struggle involved, where in many cases it's usually the space colonies wanting some form of independence, or you have the Earth Federation or your Earth government that's oppressing over them.
Yeah,
it's usually space noids, whatever the space noids are called in this Gundam world, whether it be Xeon or the Federation, and then Earth noids. Yeah.
Even the Netflix series talked about, like, it touched on are you what I get not a space type? Are you a new type? The instincts. Well, and she's all like, forget that. I don't know what that is. Like, I just I don't need a name for it. And
they didn't during that time period. New types was a very novel concept.
But they still talked about it, right? But they still talked about it in world in a way that made sense. But they still dealt with those, the political. So they're
just forming the schools for the cyber new types and all that stuff. Oh, carry on.
But it's like when it's factions, when it's politicals, Earth Noids, Space Noids, and also like, are humans evolving in a way? Are these people actually different? Are these not just ace pilots that are put on a pedestal, but they actually have a new functionality and ability, instincts that most of us don't have? What's that genetic code and difference? And you start getting into this kind of much more of a contemplative state about all this. And then, how many times at the end of the moment, that Unicorn wasn't the first one at all, but you have where you go into this more transcendent plane and the wings of light, and you see the ghosts and the essence of somebody else. Not a force ghost because they're green, not blue.
Yeah.
Right. And all this other stuff that really plays on all this sci-fi lore. Like, it gets really, there's some of those spiritual aspects and human questions, the big questions we ask that get played out in these things that turn or why people squabble over these petty little things. Yep. And I think that's why Witch from Mercury missed all of that, because even the Char clone was just like, yeah, those are all her sisters and brothers and all her siblings that are now in her Gundam. Whatever.
I do like Mama Char clone just because she's such a effed up character.
Yeah,
and she is so cold and calculated. I'm like, this is a badass. You know what? Holy crap.
She at the very least had a very decent design to her. It's just that unfortunate thing of like the story around it didn't really do enough to keep me entertained with the show. So
she was the closest.
Unfortunately, she's a phenomenal character in a phenomenally trash story.
Right. She was the closest thing to Gundam, and it wasn't enough. But I've said a lot, so I'm gonna
she had a lot of tragedies backstory, and then she's just doing the thing, and without remorse and without a second guess, without apology, she just. Ugh. But yeah, that's yeah. But I want them to continue Thunderbolt. I really do want them to continue Thunderbolt. So good.
Well, they need to either do Thunderbolt or they need to go ahead and give people Crossbone, because that is probably the biggest thing.
Okay, yeah,
and
that's
say that more than the people are wanting more G Gundam, and we're getting a little bit of stuff coming in, because there was a article that was showing off the son of Master Asia.
Yeah, I think they might wait until if they do continue it, if they do resurrect G Gun, not G Gundam, G Gundam too, but if they do resurrect Thunderbolt, they have to wait until the story is completely finished, which I don't know if it's 1 or 2 more volumes left, but it's real close. They're getting real close to the finale. What is it? Freaking they still have to continue with that other story, the one of
Bright's
Hathaway.
Yeah.
They have to do part 2. We have part 1, but part 1 was a big setup, and everyone's like, "It was a disappointment." I'm like, yes, it was going to be a disappointment if that's all we get, and if that is all we get, I guess it is a disappointment.
All right, so Agent, just in case you're unaware of it, the Char clone is one of those ever-present tropes in Gundam, where every series will inevitably introduce some sort of mysterious figure who always wears some sort of helmet or mask to cover their appearance.
Who is not 100% antagonist, but is what do you call that? Anti-hero, kind of.
Yeah.
Or an anti-villain, whatever, something like that.
Where is this taking me? There's a great little shot of just all the Char clones.
I do like which Char clone do I like? Well, obviously Char Asimov is not a Char clone. Zex Marquise is probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
He's easily the GOAT of them all.
Yeah, he's almost arguably better than Char himself.
And then after that, you
could put that argument though. You could. Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's been so many dumb helmet types.
Yeah.
Wait,
and
what's the ninja one?
Different forms of Char in itself too. So.
The ninja one is Schwarzberger from G Gundam.
Oh gosh, it's been okay.
The German ninja.
Yeah.
And then is the one with the iron chin from the Crossbones?
That was from I want to say 80. It was that one they were gonna it was one they were gonna turn into a full series, but they pulled the budget at the last.
Oh, is that 91?
Yes, F91.
That's right, because F91 is the intro to Crossbones, because he turns into the first pilot of Crossbones, and that's the smaller Gundam because of the technology. So that's why the one to scale is the F91 is smaller wing, or smaller than wing compared to the other ones. But yeah, so
where's Mama Char clone?
Oh, she did. This is an older picture, so she didn't make that list of them all.
That's why I connect Iron Chin to Crossbones, because it's the first iteration of that, and that was ironically the first Gundam movie I ever owned, because I went to Half Price Books and I was just trying to find something.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yep. There's Mama Char clone.
It looked like she went to the eye doctor and never left.
Yeah.
It's like she put on the Facebook VR headset and she never took it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like like something Steve Jobs would sell you.
Yeah. Instead of Google glasses,
instead of heads-up display, it's heads-on display.
And then
or display on your head. Yay!
Like Bulls on Parade.
Yeah.
We've also got to like show off the amazingness that is the Crossbones Gundam.
Yeah, it is a favorite.
I own that RG, and I have not tried putting it together.
I'm not surprised.
I've seen how many parts you lose every week.
I am so mad. I am so mad.
Are we gonna have
to crying inside? I swear.
Are we gonna have to get you one of those little runner organizers just so you can actually like keep that all together?
Yeah, like safety nets around the freaking. I need like safety nets.
You know how like for like certain things when you need to preserve it, or like when you're in the lab. I don't know if he needs gloves with the rubber sleeves, but he needs a plastic encasement so that when that one piece breaks off and launches,
it falls into the containment area. Yeah.
He has to get the machine that they would use to sandblast with.
It doesn't like launch into the other room behind some kind of furniture that I don't want to move.
So it just ricochets around that 3-foot area and bounces back to his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is perfect.
Are you a charm clone?
Let's see.
It's a blonde.
Do they have a mask?
Or white hair. Okay. Mask. Sunglasses is a half point. Okay. The ace. Are you a top pilot? I guess. Yeah. The protagonist rival, aka the
gold 1/2.
A warrior's honor. Do you have warrior's honor? Scheme or traitor? Yep. Associated with the color red. Gold is a half point. Okay.
Right.
Ideological foil.
Okay.
So
family drama. Yeah. That makes that.
Guys. Guys.
Okay, I was on board with them up until that last one.
Yeah.
But you know, the more I think about it, like
it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Well, Lala.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I've been thinking about this for a while. I know we've probably all danced around in our heads and probably maybe even said it, but I think this is proof that Jolly is like 3/4 of a shark clone.
Yeah. Honestly, I would put another box, and I would put. Yeah.
I see your wheels turning. Right, the hamster.
If you had to
really
add another box, what would it be in that box for the char clone? I know mine, but I'm gonna ask you guys first. So you had to add another thing for that. What would you put?
He's blue.
I know, but he wears gold chains. El Perro wears a mask.
Yeah.
He used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it follows some parallel logic, but we'll leave it at that.
Maybe.
You talk about Dolly, and we get Cop Ministries coming in.
Yeah. That's true.
Speaking of.
Yep. Okay, so if you had to put another box there, what would be next to the box? What would you write?
Associated with speed.
Okay. So
yeah,
with speed.
3 times something.
Yeah. What would you put?
The average.
What would you put? Punkwaddle.
It'd probably have to be a little bit of scholarly or well-read or something, because he always quotes like some sort of philosopher, I think.
Yeah, a philosopher. Nice.
Yeah.
I would put is trying to advance some kind of niche kind of science or like evolution, right? So rather be like developing a special form of Gundam or mobile suit, or maybe looking into some research of new types itself, something of that nature, just so he could understand it and improve himself. So yeah.
Oh my gosh! I just realized I forgot to add this clip.
Oh no!
What clip?
You really want to see it?
I am in for the danger.
Well, you asked for it.
Silica slap.
Caxilia?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I was on the treadmill today. I was continuing on the quest of finishing all the Gundams again. Third time, and it was. I'm still on Zeta, and so many slaps. The 3 episodes, it's like 7 slaps. I was like, what the heck?
Is there any other Gundam
slapping everyone? Everyone's getting slapped.
Is there any other Gundam protagonist who has a baddest start for the first couple episodes as Camille?
I don't know. Yeah. He gets picked on. He gets bullied. He gets punched.
Called a girl.
He's a child warrior now, and his parents get kidnapped and killed. Ugh.
Oh, and the part where they put his mom in a capsule out in space.
Yeah, and he tries to save him, and pew! Oh no!
So he gets to watch his mom
and everyone's just like, get yourself together. This is a war. It's like his mom just got killed in front of him, dude.
Which is kind of a fascinating series there.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare the two, Amuro was just whining for no freaking reason. Camille should have been like mentally broken. Oof.
Yeah, I started to show Decibel a bit of Zeta, and I think he tapped out on it because he thought Camille was too much for him.
Camille does get a little too much in the beginning. I will admit that. I was also in that camp as well.
Well, the thing is, it turns out the magic of Bright is will sort anyone out.
I don't need a kid to tell me how I should do my job. You're a selfish brat.
That's it. You're going into break. Solitary confinement.
That's it. 30 slaps.
30 slaps into the brig.
I mean, the slaps of Gundam.
No supper.
Yeah, right.
No soup for you.
No soup for you. No. Shoot. But yeah, that's the one thing I like about Char clone. Char would never slap anyone, even though he should. He doesn't.
He slaps them.
He corrects them in the wisest manner. He's just tells them, and they're just like, "Oh shoot, I was dumb."
His words sting.
His words do sting.
The thing is, if he were to slap them, that would be a betrayal of his friends, and Char would never betray anyone.
Yeah. No, it's true. He'd never betray his friends. Unless
zombies weren't his friends.
Zombies weren't his friends, yes.
or you in fact know that he's Cassavel Daikun.
Yeah.
Quattro
Vagina.
Lieutenant Quattro.
Quattro for penis.
Yes.
I mean, 4 eyes with a.
Honestly, I like that of the 3 different Chars.
Yeah.
The original Char is obviously the best, but it damn near close on Quattro. He's written so well in Zeta, so well.
Well, the thing was, it's he's written amazing, and especially you're right, because we get to see him come back there, but he created an entire character archetype that we've seen throughout other media. He broke grounds.
Yes,
and he doesn't change his ideology or his morals, no. But he's a protag now, which is he doesn't really change from differently. He acts just a teeny bit different. So you can tell he's a little wiser because he's his age, but other than that,
Well, in sticking to the UC timeline, Unicorn, right? We have what's his name in Unicorn?
Full Frontal.
Full Frontal, right? Is he the second coming of Char? He might be. He might be a clone, but the way that he plays it out, like I like the way that, and it's taken me a while, but I like the way the character's written because it's like, it's not Char, but it's something very close to Char.
Yeah.
And it's whether it's a clone or a mimic, it's somebody that understands the ideology but has taken on its own. So it's not a
mannerisms are very Char clone, especially in like the middle of the season.
Oh yeah, but he's not exactly Char, and he's not trying to be exactly Char because he's definitely his own person with his own agenda and his own, unique style. But he's still very much,
and he doesn't care if you think he is Char or not.
Which is even the better part, right? Because
it's like if you think I'm Char, fine, I'm Char.
Right.
I'm still going to do what I'm going to do.
Which makes him a very good extension of the Char ideology.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy.
Dude, yeah, I do like to. Oh, what's the mobile suit called again?
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar too.
The Hayakashiki.
Yeah, the Hayakashiki. Yes. Quattro Fugina, Hayakashiki. Launch it.
Those shoulders are some impressive shoulders.
He does work out. I can tell.
I don't know whose shoulders are more. I don't know whose collar is more impressive. The Hayakus or Quattros.
Yeah.
I do like the Gundam.
Yeah.
Shoulders. Yeah. Beefy.
Yeah. This is like this is 80s, right? So
yeah,
he is very ripped for that time. And
we gotta have the aviators in the 80s, right? He is a pilot.
Course. Yeah.
Tom Cruise, absolutely.
The long hair, aviators.
This is on the way to the danger zone too. He likes to drive his car down the scenic roads. I'm sure somebody's done that already. But the getting Char and Quattro and all those driving their cars by the sea with the highway to the danger zone.
Got a new type in the danger zone.
Yeah, I've never owned a Hayashiki, but I've seen some versions of it, and there's been some P Bandai that were build fighter versions that were a little bit more like silver and chrome colored. There's some really cool lore with it.
That's a Robotech reference, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh yeah. He's flipping the script on us. Hey, Comic Relief. Okay, so now I guess to kind of wrap back around to kind of this original idea I was kind of starting with, just the idea of the projects and plans to try to get brought up to get pulled together as I struggle to talk.
It's okay.
Oh my god, Max Drilling is just blue Char.
We'll get there.
Hang on. Whoa. Stop hold the phone.
Blue Char. Huh, interesting.
Who's just blue Char?
maybe.
That is the Jolly
too
version.
Innocent. The face is too innocent, though.
I know, but that's because he's blue. He doesn't have red. Red is a very aggressive color. Blue is very passive.
That's true.
Very chill.
That's what Coach Murphy tells me.
But anyway, so 2025 is about a month done now, and it's time to kind of start making those plans, thinking ahead for myself, for with everyone else, everything else going on out here, and just kind of those plans of what to do going forward. And in the past, for example, we've looked at and talked about some of the other Gundam series, like we did 0080.
Mm-hmm.
or the Christmas one, New Year's.
Yeah, War in a Pocket.
Yep, that was
War
it.
in a Pocket. Yeah.
Which I think we did that with like the 2023 going into 2024. Wow.
I believe we did. Yeah, we all cried a little bit.
Bernie.
Alex.
And that freaking was it the it was the gun cannon with the that just got eviscerated, right?
I think so.
I remember a few things. Yeah, it was a gun cannon.
Yeah, it was a gun cannon. The epic explosion. I was like, yeah.
It's about time we see a gun cannon take it, because I mean, you know, the gun. Personally, of the three, my favorite was always the gun tank because it looks so unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Norris did it.
I was happy that the Netflix show gave the Zaku tank some love. I was just like, yo, okay, I'm digging it.
They did good. Like, I know we were all scared because it was Netflix and it wasn't exactly Bandai, and there's certain things that got the go ahead. But
and the anime style was a little off, but it was okay.
It was CGI, not anime. But yeah, it felt better than, like Final Fantasy Advent Children was okay, but the other one sucked, and it felt like it was closer to Advent Children of integrity, CGI, and style. Like,
yeah, they kept true to the lore and style of it. They made it their own a little bit, but they kept a Zaku, a goof.
I really do appreciate what they did with how they made just some of the plating, even before they did the Scrapyard Zaku. Like, the Zaku's just looked a little bit more beefy, like intentional armor plating. The goofs looked amazing, which I'm still waiting to see a kit or
that GM looked just like a GM should look. So,
yeah.
Even like the ground vehicles, those all looked great too. It's just like, oh, they do know their lore. Good.
Yeah, they respected it.
The capsules that attach to the moose eyes, I was just like, that's how they do it. Yep, good.
I did not pick up a P Bandai one of the Zakus. I did find one of the regular Zakus from the movie and bought it at Target a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't pick it up, but I saw it at my one of my local comic shops.
I was like, I'm not gonna go P Bandai. I don't need all that super duper expensive stuff, but I really appreciate enough of that. Oh yeah, I want it. I also want the fact that, speaking of blue, right? Have you guys seen that they did officially make a P Bandai Sinanju variant, like a light blue, mid-range blue color?
Really?
Instead of red. Yeah.
No, I did pick up a Sinanju actually recently, so. But it's a red one, obviously.
Yeah.
the original colors.
I'll send here. I'll put this here in the private.
I do like the Sinanju though. From frontal, he does have a good mobile suit.
The thing I don't like about it as a model kit is because it's the sleeves and it has all those either stickers or you have to do the reverse.
Yeah.
All the stuff to make it look right, which is why I never built that. I may or may not have. So, one of the other things I bought early on was it does look really...
It's pretty. Okay, yeah, it's
I've seen.
It's not blue. It's light blue.
It's like, yeah, it's not baby blue.
I like that.
It's, and like I've seen custom blue Zaku or Sinanjus over the years.
Yeah,
so I think they've
powder blue. It's like it's like a classic car kind of color.
And so I think enough people made customs.
I like the way they've got the black here worked in with the almost like cufflinks.
Yeah, so that's the sleeves. Like all of the stuff, all of the pretty much all the Xeon mobile suits from Unicorn all have that sleeves. Like the Kshatriya, they have those like markings of the new Xeon sort of front. Versus the old versions, some of the kits that don't have the sleeve version. Some of them are just the black with the white lining, Like you can do the reverse wash on it.
Yeah, essentially they put their uniforms and they attached some extra color armor, and they're just like, oh, let's embroider it.
Yeah, because these are like the relics from the old war, so they made them personalized and all that stuff. So it really fits in great with the lore. Like, and there's also a Build Fighters version of this before the blue one came out. It's a all white version, and the stickers are like the accents instead of being gold are like a pinkish red, and then the actual stickers are going to be like a black with red instead of black with gold.
Okay, cool.
For all the armaments. It's cool. I will say some of the color swaps and some of the P Bandai stuff actually looks really neat.
Yeah, some of them are a bit of a miss, but this one hits hard. I like it.
I know. I don't think I have the money for it, but dang, just it makes me really want it.
Wait, how much?
I don't blame you. I want it too.
Oh, yeah. No.
How much? Oh,
that's
okay.
Japan dollars, not our dollars.
I know, but still, that's roughly.
I know.
Like $300.
And this is because that's just this site, and I've gone through him before, but there are some other places that if you can find on the P Bandai site, you might be able to find a little bit less. But there's so much of this stuff that it's hard for us to get without going third party.
Yeah, it's like, well, I think that's like more like close to 50.
And I've ordered stuff from. So I found the hanger by, I think his name is Joel, but he's had stuff on eBay. He's done stuff here and there. Somebody recommended him because there's some other sites, and like he's no worse than for shipping and stuff, but also his backlog, like because you can store things in the warehouse. You know, like everybody started doing a few years back.
Yep.
I will say this, that there's stuff that I forgot about that had been probably sitting there for way too long, like over 6 months. And I'm like, dude, I forgot. Life hit me. It's like, yeah, here's your shipping bill. I'll send it out to you.
4,000 yen?
Yeah.
Okay, so it says current exchange rate 25 US. 25.271 cents. Okay.
Also,
yeah.
like 25
bucks. Yeah, 25.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
$300. No, that's not even close.
Because if you look at some of the other stuff, when it adds another number on, there are some expensive things on that site. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
HobbyLink Japan doesn't charge tax. Yeah, HobbyLink Japan doesn't have the P Bandai stuff though.
Yeah, they keep sending me emails about a one of my little mecha girl statues, model kits that are like, I gotta go ahead and order at some point here because it's been sitting in the warehouse for a while.
Yeah. Eventually, the like Big Bag Toy Store will be like, we're shipping it, after 90 days, or they'll charge you extra.
Meanwhile, I'm just kind of looking over here at some other stuff on P Bandai. Like, you could buy some Dragon Ball beanie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, Punkwaddle, you wouldn't want to have like little, the cat's hair.
I feel like that's more for Iron Catster. I've heard of Ami Ami Captain Have Fun, but I haven't ordered from it. I know there's a lot of people. I know there's a lot of channels that do the anime figures and all that stuff that really go into different stuff.
There's one other little anime figure that was kind of popping up on my field that got my attention that I might be tempted to order here, and that's for the new Kamen Rider figure, who's like the chocolate dude.
Chocolate Rider.
Mm-hmm.
That's starting to sound weird.
Yeah, he I'm sorry, no, Kamen Rider Valen, and he's chocolate. So I see what you're throwing down.
Yeah, you didn't say fudge. Okay.
And naturally, chocolate, he gets it done.
He looks like he's ready for. All he needs is some graham because he looks like he got the s'mores going on. Chocolate, white chocolate, marshmallow. Yeah. Now I have that song Candy Shop playing in my head, which is inappropriate on all levels. Thanks, Kamen Rider.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, and there's the Candy Man himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the idea was that the red is supposed to be like the foil wrapper, and then it gets torn off to show off the actual like white and milk chocolate. So it's like there's a logic to it, but it's still kind of silly. Oh, and then of course we still have our gummy boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, try this one more time. So looking ahead to the rest of the year, I think it's a chance to really try to focus in on getting some projects done. I keep trying to get myself, to sit down and work on an intro for the show here and actually have some video, but stuff always keeps coming up, or I've already got like 3 shows that day going on that I just don't have time, and I really gotta get my butt in gear. All because I'm trying to make like a 90-second intro, and I just keep finding so many ways to say no, we're not doing this today. And then I'm like, well, hang on. Then I'm like, hey, why don't I go like rewatch Loki's morning stream and see how he did his intro for some ideas to kind of pocket. And then next thing you know, you're like 10 minutes have gone by, and here's Loki screaming in your ear, "Good morning, Valhalla!"
Yeah.
Oh, it wakes you up. It wakes you up every time. You just gotta like, we gotta figure something out to like turn that into like a new like morning alarm. Just like, I don't know, we'll just get Loki to record some lines.
Good morning, Valhalla. Ironcaster, how you doing this morning? Whoa!
Rock and roll and skull!
Good morning, Valhalla!
Mechpit and roll. Wait, what?
Ooh, that's not too bad.
I mean, I do add the tuck, waddle, and roll sometimes.
Tuck, waddle, and roll.
Punk, waddle, and roll.
It don't sound too bad, all things considered.
No. Well, I'm a ponderer and a little bit of a lyricist. Wordsmith, if you will.
You're a cunning linguist.
I can do a lot with my tongue.
And a lot with the linguist. And if you say it real fast, it sounds nerdy.
Speaking of hammers, I still need to finish the second. I got something happened there. I was getting sleepy, so I only watched the first half of the Guild Receptionist. Is Listless Receptionist still watching us? Because I wonder if she can connect with Guild Receptionist, being that they're both receptionists.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
And she also has that hammer.
That's true. Yep.
Which is why I thought of that.
Yeah. Can she one hit KO a high level dungeon boss?
Oh, I don't know. That's why we need to talk to Listless. Also, I
better let Coach Murphy know.
We've proved tonight that her weapon's not a hammer; it's a bowling ball.
We did?
Yeah, she came in bragging about her bowling skills.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you meant the show, but yes, I did catch the bowling as I was rolling in here. She was talking about bowling for the first time in forever.
Bowling.
Yeah, you could take me bowling. I might hit the gutter though for you.
We might get
more into darts, but I'm pretty good at other stuff too. So
yeah,
bragging about her 183.
That's not a bad score.
Okay, that's a good score. That's yeah. I might be able to get into the 160s maybe, but I don't bowl, so I was always okay at bowling. I was never really too bad.
I've gotten into the 130s, maybe 140s, one back peak in my peak.
Yeah.
It's possessed.
Yeah, we had in the board.
That's so.
Yeah, on the base in Lemoore, California, there was this nice club, enlisted club, and they had the bowling alley, and we'd drink pints and bowl. That's pretty much what you did.
I mean,
it was great. It was great.
When there's a bar at the bowling alley, that's what you do.
Yeah. We'd rock out a game. We'd drink a couple pints, and then do one last game, and that was the day.
Hold on.
There's a bowling alley like 5-10 minutes away from my house. I'd never go, and every time I go with my buddies, it's always like, okay, we're paying for 2 hours. Now let's go bowl as many games as we possibly can within this time frame. It'll be like 5 or 6 games back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone runs off to get a pizza, and it's like, dude, you're breaking up the system here.
There was one. I forget. I think it was more in the Appalachians, but there was some town when I was on the road working. It was such a small town. Like, there was one major hotel, and they had the plastic punch key cards, but because the guy who owned the hotel owned half the town, every night you stayed, you could get like a free 1 or 2 bowling rounds before a certain time, or you could get a free movie every night. And the free movie I saw, I think, was that one with Melissa McCarthy, like the Spy Hard or whatever. That was so awful, but at least it was free. It was bad.
I'd still want my money back. If I saw the movie on a plane, I would walk out of it.
I saw that on the. Did you see the music, the songified replies to the Snow White trailer recently? Because that line was on it.
Yeah, it's probably where I did pull it from, but it's one of those lines that just it's you can always pull out.
Right, I just heard it the other day. So also another thing is, there was a town in California called Bernie Falls, and they have like a nice little falls near the town, but it's one of those towns that it's just on the road, half a mile long. There's a couple hotels, but they had a bowling alley. They had like 2 or 3 restaurants. When we stayed there overnight for a day or half to do some work, we realized that we should have just eaten at the bowling alley, because when we went to the restaurant, it was awful. And then we had to just get some pints at the bowling alley and ate some like fried food. And finally we're happy.
It's the kind of place where you need the beer just to be able to make the food tolerable.
Yeah. But there was like a sandwich spot that was only open for lunch that we caught the next day. And because they're in that Northern California, and it's not the Hatch, but they just have that green chili stuff. So like the steak and green chili or the pork and green chili sandwich was really, really good. It was just closed for dinner the night before.
Whew.
Yeah.
It is getting late. Yeah. I have been up since 4 a.m. and it is 10:30.
Well, if you're gonna have to do it again, you should probably go to sleep soon.
Yeah, I probably should. But I guess
you have to wake up super early.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess it is time to wrap it up, ain't it?
Yeah, it's about that time.
We're talking about so much good stuff today, but we can always do it again next week.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I think we'll have to talk in the private chat here, and we'll figure some things out. But I think we should try to get back to kind of checking out some older stuff that would, and go through some stuff. Rather than try to throw like, hey, 12 to 24 hours before the show that premieres on a Sunday night. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, can you watch this? I know you're trying to fit it into like your Sunday night or your Monday afternoon, but
yeah. You're right. There's some stuff. There's some older stuff that we can, especially since, I mean, I will say this current season of anime is pretty strong, and I'm keeping up pretty well. But even still, I could let a couple weeks slide and binge some of those in motion. And work through some stuff.
Or I don't know, maybe we'll look at we'll find some other little short series. Maybe we'll just jump into something a little bit bigger. Heck, maybe we'll just go look at Gundam Wing because it's been too long.
Fair enough.
Ooh,
Maybe
Gundam Wing.
Maybe like once a month we'll cover we'll sit down and talk about like 4 episodes or something. Does that sound reasonable?
Just Wild Beat. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But that is something we'll plan for the next month or two, and we'll keep talking in the background. But guys, as always, I want to thank you so much for coming on out to help me pass the time on a Monday night. I appreciate it as always. I've got your links down in the description, but if there's anything you want to promote here on our way out, now's your opportunity. So, Punkwaddle, what's got coming up?
Oh, the usual. I didn't get around to recording everything today, but I'll start. I should have something positive to add for tomorrow, and then we'll see if anything else comes up because. Try to. If somebody's called me the unofficial counselor for YouTube and such, we'll see what I do. But I'm sure there's going to be enough worth commenting or thought provoking or pondering. Pops up soon enough if it hasn't already.
Snacks, what you building tomorrow, buddy?
I might do some puppet work or some cosplay work. Probably some cosplay work since I'm at that stage where I need to glue, but it's too cold to get a good ventilation out. So, yeah.
Are you still working on the Xeon embroidery?
Yes, just a little bit. But then I'll have to start marking up the military coat and I don't know what you call it. It's kind of a cape, the front cape, back cape. Kind of the Xeon cape. Yeah, the Xeon cape. Yeah.
I don't know. You're gonna have to compete with my Xeon hoodie.
I will. Unfortunately, the Xeon hoodie, it looks like it's printed on, and so it should look fine. This is going to be more scrutinized because it is attempting to make it real.
Maybe I'll work on next week just because. Yeah. But
well, once I get around to the helmet, that's gonna be a fun build. But then again, I need to get the glue. I need to do gluing for that bit too. So I definitely need to build it in the warmer months. So when I'm doing a whole bunch of puppet building and going crazy, I'll be doing the helmet as well.
Sweet.
Oh, and his side blaster too. I always forget that bit of the costume.
What about that sword thing he has that shoots lasers?
Yeah, it's a blaster. Yeah. His sword blaster thing that him, Cassilia have. I don't know who else has it. There's a couple random officers who have it.
You could give him his rocket launcher and his jetpack.
But then I need to make the pilot suit. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with all that said, folks, be good to yourselves. Take care. I'm gonna work on an ending line. It's on the list that's a mile long of all these other projects I keep wanting to talk about getting to. In fact, I didn't even get a chance to talk about all the projects I wanted to get to this year. So we'll do that next week.
All right, in the meantime, in between time. Oh wait, no, that's Charlie's thing. Oh well.
Until next week, folks. Until I see you again on a stream not too far away. Be good to yourselves. And remember, Monday may have come and gone, but the week is still yours to make the most of. So go out there and seize it for yourself. With that, folks, let's get out of here. Take care.